Hello everyone, and welcome to this short and simple tutorial for the MetaLipSync plugin. I will show you the basic setup and how to configure it. The lip sync will start automatically or whenever you want at any point where you use the spawn sound 2D or at location node, whether in a dialogue system, cutscene or other blueprints. Here we have a UE4 mani, a UE5 mani and a MetaHuman. The difference is that for UE4 and UE5 we will work inside the AnimBP, while for the MetaHuman we will operate exclusively in the face AnimBP. First of all, enable the plugin in UE5, search for Sequencer Lip Sync, select it and restart Unreal. Open our UE4 BP_SAM, add the lip sync sequencer component, and most importantly, enter the desired name. The voice tag is essential. You can use uppercase or lowercase letters, but it is important that the audio file you use always contains the actor's name. In this case, Sam. After that, it is essential for UE4 and UE5 skeletons to have morph targets inside. In this example, this skeletal mesh includes morph names such as open_mouth and other morph values. We will use close eyes and open_mouth, but you are free to add more and configure them for greater realism. Next, open the associated AnimBP and proceed with the configuration. We will add logic in both the anim graph and the event graph. To speed up the tutorial, I already have a complete AnimBP, but we will replicate the necessary steps. Go to the anim graph and before the output node, insert a modify curve node. The variable openMap audio lip will initially be empty, but by pressing plus in the details panel, you can enter the names of the morphs/MetaHuman expressions you want to synchronize. Connect everything and the anim graph setup is complete. Now we need to add 3 logic lines, and I recommend always placing them as the first 3. We have added an FinTerp2 for the eyes to control the smoothness of the opening, a separate delay specifically for the eyes, so they do not open and close instantly, and a chain that sets the curve map, audio lip variable, and the lip sync amount value, which will be received for the mouth, eyes, cheeks, and any additional elements you may include. The values I set are reasonably realistic, but feel free to adjust them as you wish. Promote all nodes that were not originally variables to variables and leave them at 0.0. Finally, insert delta time X, taking the float from event blueprint update animation. Apply the same setup to the UE5 Quinn, making sure that in this case the morph targets are identical, and name her Sarah. As for the MetaHuman, the procedure is the same, but to avoid disabling the facial AR kit, there is one additional step in both the anim graph and the event graph. In the anim graph, insert a blend pose by bool, creating the variable use audio lip sync. When true, always use cached pose body. When false, connect the previous logic and finally create a new cache called face pose base. This way, we can call the cache twice, once for the original ARKit curves and once for our custom curves, and through the blend bool, they will be active only if the variable use audio lip sync is true, otherwise not. Everything else remains unchanged. Finally, after delta time X, insert a branch with the Boolean variable to decide whether to use the lip sync or not. Now add the component also in BP_Sam, the UE4 Quinn, and perform 2 simple steps that will be identical for all actors or characters. Take the mesh, call getAnimInstance, cast to the associated AnimBP, and promote the output to a variable. Finally, in the tick, drag the LipSync sequencer component, call getLipSyncValue, take the promoted AnimBP variable and set the float LipSync amount. Done. Configuration complete. Verify that the audio file contains the name Sam inside and test everything. In this test, after 3 seconds, we simply start the audio file. As you can see, both the audio and synchronization of our dear Sam start automatically.
Hi, this is the MetaLipSync plugin that converts audio into sequences and links them to your player. I'm now moving my mouth, eyes, and so on while playing this audio.
Do the same thing on BP_Sarah and start the 2 audio files a few seconds apart. Everything will work as expected. Important. In the same level, there must not be 2 actors with the same name, otherwise you will get duplicates and possible reverb issues. If, for example, in level sequences, you use a spawned actor that is a child or master and always contains the voice tag Sam, or whatever you set, create a simple event, for example, LipSync off, and set the component variable voice tag to no voice, then restore it to the desired value at the end of the event. Finally, in a dialogue, I recommend adding a delay of at least 0.5 or 1 second between one audio and the next to avoid overlap.
Hi, this is the MetaLipSync plugin that converts audio into sequences and links them to your player.
My name is Sarah,
I'm now
and
moving
this is
my
a demo
mouth,
of the
eyes,
MetaLipSync
and so
plugin.
on while playing this
My
audio.
face is
Now let's set up the MetaHuman as well, but in this case we will not operate on the mesh. We will operate on the face. In the tick, in addition to the set LipSync amount variable of the AnimBP, also set use audio LipSync to true in order to enable the LipSync. This is just an example, but you can create your own logic to decide if or when to use it. Let's test the MetaHuman as well.
Hi, this is the MetaLipSync plugin that converts audio into sequences and links them to your player. I'm now moving my mouth, eyes, and so on while playing.
Finally, here is how to do it in a level sequence. Create a level sequence. Adding Ask the Actor is not strictly necessary, but I do it for safety. Create a trigger event and create an event. From there, set a voice cut one that will start at the second you have chosen. Add a camera just for a small cinematic movement. Press play and let's see what happens.
Hi, this is the MetaLipSync plugin that converts audio into sequences and links them to your player. I'm
Perfect. Everything works great, and with this, the tutorial is complete.